Yeah,
mentioned obviously Robin Williams, who is, I think, not even just my favorite comedian actor because he can do both so well, but I think
yeah,
he was just an all around beloved man. And I want to know your thoughts
yeah.
because you met him backstage.
Yep,
You
yep.
talked about it, and he called
It
you
is.
Prozac with a head. I think that's what you said. Well,
Yeah,
did you ever get to like pick his brain at all? I'm not sure if you ever spoke about this, but did you ever get to ask him a question about like just anything about life or comedy, like anything? Did you get
yeah.
to get anything from him?
So the story with that, and by the way, I agree with everything you said about Robin. And if you post the video from my Instagram, I have a Robin Williams painting that's actually in the background that's in my office right now. I'm freaking looking at it. But yeah, so the story went is that I was on stage at a theater in San Francisco called the Throckmorton Theater. It's in Mill Valley, and that's where Robin had a home. And I had heard rumors he might be in the audience that night. I did not know for sure, but he was there. He was now not like sitting in a normal, just like in the back, just like in the back. And I got off stage, and when I got off stage, he burst into the room, and here comes like my comedic hero just walking up towards me out of nowhere, and he just walks up and oh my god, Mr. Williams, you're like Prozac with a head, and it's just the greatest compliment. Like I'll put that on my tombstone. Prozac with a head. It's just the nicest thing anyone's ever said. And he actually invited me. He was doing a show the next night at the same theater where he was just trying some stuff out. And it was a small theater in his hometown, so he would do shows there to kind of try stuff out. And he invited me to the show, so I came to the show, and then I got to hang out backstage afterward. And backstage afterward was me and my opening act at the time, who's a great comic. His name is Jeff Keith, and we're sitting next to each other. And in the room is Robin Williams, Dana Carvey, who you're 24. I don't know if Dana Carvey really speaks to you or
Well,
you know.
Wayne's World, SNL, yeah, of course.
Okay, good. Your dad has coached you up. Your
And
dad
also
is
Master of
good.
Disguise. Stupid coming in at the person. Pistachio.
Hell yeah, we found the Master of Disguise fan. I will tell
Yes.
Dana. Wonderful. So yeah, it's Robin, it's Dana, it's a comedian named Arj Barker, and then a comedian who is I doubt you'll know this one, but Mort Saul. If you know the
Oh.
history of comedy, Mort Saul is an absolute legend. He is the guy where when people his sort of thing was he would take a newspaper up on stage with him and just read the headlines and then make jokes out of it. He was kind of doing a late night show before it really existed. And so it's Mort Saul, Robin Williams, Dana Carvey, Arj Barker. They're all in that back room and they're just talking comedy. And when they're doing that, I remember putting my hand on my opener's wrist, Jeff, and I just grabbed his wrist and I just looked at him. I went, "Don't say anything." Like I was just like, let's just enjoy this. Let's enjoy the fact we're in this moment. Let's enjoy being a fly on the wall and just watching those guys talk comedy. It was great, but also very humbling in that they were doing the same things that I do when I'm with my comedian friends talking comedy, talking about their best shows, most of all talking about their worst shows. That's what comedians normally do. We don't talk about the good ones. We talk about the ones that went horribly wrong. And we talk about, club owners that we like, club owners that we hate, this gig, that gig. And then just making the most inappropriate, quote unquote, cancelable jokes imaginable because we're trying to make the funniest people in the world laugh. And it was just a true moment in my career where I just sat back and went, this is awesome. Like in the moment, just realizing where I was. So yeah, that was great. And yeah, Robin is, was, and will always be a hero of mine.